local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Well, welcome to the City Hall. We're excited to be here for once again the Pancake Breakfast, the annual Pancake Breakfast put on by the City of Lloydminster. And we were just talking to Wendy Lehman here, and we were trying to figure out how many years this has been going on. We believe for 15 years this Pancake Breakfast has been going. So it's a big year this year, being the 15th annual. We'll remind you at the new Lloydminster Nissan, you can get 0% financing on the incredible lineup of Rogue, Sentra, and Kicks models, something that doesn't happen very often. And during the Lloyd X Fair, you can get an extra $1,000 off the great lineup of family vehicles, only at the new Lloydminster Nissan. And a reminder as well that the new Lloydminster Nissan service department is now open on Saturdays from 9 to 1. They'll do oil changes and tire work for you on Saturday. Plus, of course, you can book your appointment. You can join us here at City Hall for delicious pancakes and sausages. They are free till 10 o'clock this morning as we celebrate the community as part of the Lloydminster Exhibition Fair. It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your Big Blue jugs quicker and easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, call Superior Water and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. You won't be hauling those Big Blue jugs anymore. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste, and I believe, after all, that it is Superior Water. 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5, and their coin-operated location is by 7-Eleven, just off Highway 17 South. Kagan Neen is the executive director of the men's shelter in Lloydminster, and Kagan himself ran 1,300 kilometers last year in a fundraiser they called Running for Shelter. Well, this year it is back, and he's hoping you'll run with him. Running for Shelter 2.0 will be a 5-kilometer walk or run that anyone can take part in this year. Happens on September 6th, and Kagan told us they chose that particular day for a reason.
We are tying into Recovery Week, so we're working in partnership with Residents in Recovery as well as Thorpe Recovery Centre to celebrate the successes for those that have gone through treatment programs and have found housing and in sober living solutions. So really wanted to work and show the community the partnership that continues to happen in our community.
Register today and help raise funds for shelter in Lloydminster at raceroster.com. Cupcakes for Caregivers is proudly brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster and the Lloydminster and District United Way. Have you nominated a caregiver yet? All you have to do is send an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Just tell us a little bit about that caregiver, and they could receive a dozen cupcakes, and maybe even better yet, be recognized for the incredible work they do as an occupation or out of love and compassion. So please keep those nominations coming again by emailing livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. If you sent in a Cupcakes for Caregivers nomination, we have it, and we will keep that, and there's a good chance we'll be coming to see that caregiver. Well, it's time now for one of my favorite segments with Sierra Bennett. It's called Live in Lloydminster. This is everything entertainment and more, your insight into upcoming shows at the Vic Juba Theatre. And here's your host, Sierra Bennett, with a big concert announcement.
Did you want to hear some great news today? Because we have a new show announcement for you. Hi everyone, I'm Sierra Bennett from the Vic Juba Community Theatre, and I just wanted to tell you all about this super exciting show that's coming December 6th at 7:30, and it is country music featuring George Canyon and Aaron Pritchett. It is a coast-to-coast cowboy Christmas, and we cannot wait to have it here at our theatre. So if you're interested, if you're a country fan, go check out our website, victubatheater.ca. Tickets are on sale now. I also just wanted to remind everyone that since it's now July, our box office has switched to the summer hours. So we are now open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and an hour before any show. So just keep note of that. And yeah, we're so excited about this Coast to Coast Cowboy Christmas with George Canyon and Aaron Pritchett. It's going to be fantastic. If you're a country fan, make sure to get tickets to it. But yeah, I hope to see you there. Have a great day.
And there's entertainment nightly at the fair, including Spandex Nation on Saturday night, 9 o'clock in the grandstand, playing all the hair metal of the 80s. Your ticket is included with your gate admission at the Lloyd X Fair. Go to lloydx.com for all the full entertainment schedule. And this just might be the biggest movie of the summer. Superman officially opens up at May Cinema 6 tomorrow. You may be able to get an early peek tonight. In this rendition, Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. Superman stars David Cornsweet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. And this is DC Comics' first big release under the new management of James Gunn, and their first big swing at bringing DC Studios to the same level as their Marvel counterparts. They got their work cut out for them. Also showing at May Cinema 6, you can check out Jurassic World Rebirth, F1 the movie, How to Train Your Dragon, 28 Years Later, and Lilo and Stitch. Some huge movies playing at May Cinema 6 right now. And May Cinema 6, a reminder, have daily matinees all summer long. Get showtimes and tickets for all current and upcoming movies, including Superman, at maytheaters.com. Live in Lloydminster is brought to you by the Victuba Theatre and May Cinema 6. BioClean Disaster Services is a local restoration company. They are Lloydminster's local and largest restoration company. They're committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. Because taking care of your belongings and your property is important. The restoration project, of course, is important. But what BioClean Disaster Services really does is take care of you and your family, keeping you updated along the way with that restoration project. 1-833-246-8326. How local are they? You see their name everywhere. We'll take a break, and when we come back here at the City Hall Pancake Breakfast, what we believe is the 15th annual, we'll see if we can't catch up with the Mayor and Mrs. Mayor Albers.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster, a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number, and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience carefreedom living at Wellings of Lloydminster, where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. Stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole, at 7211 72nd Avenue over on the Alberta side. And visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more information. Wellings of Lloydminster. Carefreedom living starts here. We're excited to be joined by Mayor Gerald Albers and his wife, Christine Albers. So thank you both for joining us here at the Pancake Breakfast. We figured it out. We think it's about the 15th annual.
Is that what it is? 15th? Okay,
Well,
it's terrific. It's,
yeah.
You know, I know it's been going on for a number of years.
Well, I said because Wendy and I were talking, and I said, like, I think when Heather started on the morning show, that was our first event that we did together. So I just turned and said, Heather, what year were you? 2010. 2010. For 2010 was the first one.
Good.
So it's a big year, 15th annual.
15th annual.
Why keep doing it, Gerald?
Well, I think it's important. The opportunity to see neighbors and friends come together, have an opportunity to sit down and enjoy some breakfast, just visit, an opportunity to connect with city council members if you haven't seen them lately, as well as city administration. We've got some displays in the back showing the block party trailer. I think that's a lot of people didn't realize that's a new addition to the city that you can speak for and have it come to your neighborhood to have a neighborhood gathering. And that's what we're doing today. We're just doing a big neighborhood gathering today.
Brought to you by Synovus Energy, by the way.
Exactly. Brought to you by Synovus Energy. Very much appreciated.
So you're standing over there handing out plates, and we want to get you back there very shortly because I know you want to talk to people. What are you hearing? What are they telling you this morning?
Well, just everybody's in a very good mood. Of course, we're sitting here and we saw a beautiful sun a little while ago. It's cooled off just a little bit, but you know, it's always great to enjoy breakfast. People just love to get together and visit. You see neighbors coming together that maybe haven't seen each other. Summer has started. Some people have been away on vacation. You know, questions about how the new Synovus Energy Hub's coming along, and getting comments it's looking pretty darn good. You know, talked about the parade a little bit yesterday. People were very excited. They enjoyed themselves. The sun shone. Saw some great floats and great people.
You guys were down in Calgary. How was your trip to Calgary? And did you go? I saw you said Danielle signed your hat. I have a feeling you didn't go to get Danielle's autograph.
No, I didn't go to get Danielle's autograph. Actually, I did on a check, but I didn't come away with the check. I got the hat signed that I had bought a year ago with Scott Bowe's signature on it. So it was that way. No, it was really good. We had the pleasure of interacting with Premier Smith and Premier Moe.
They
were both there.
They were both there. We had both finance ministers at one time. I had Minister Ryder and Minister Horner from Alberta. It was just a great opportunity to talk about a lot of different projects that we're working on in the city, as well as other matters, and had an opportunity to sit down and chat with Synovus because they play a huge role, and had a meeting with them. So it's always good to hear from their corporate side as well.
You got them both here in Lloydminster. You got the meeting you wanted, but I don't think it went the way you wanted it to. Did it?
No. Ideally, you have a vision that started 7 years ago with Premier Moe and Premier Kenny at that time, to have a joint meeting of the two caucuses to talk about Lloydminster. So the meeting did happen in Lloydminster, which I appreciate. Had a lot of favorable comments about coming to Lloydminster and the hospitality we showed, and that they actually had the meeting. Challenge was, I think we got preempted by national and international events that are important to both provinces, and they used that opportunity here to speak, and that news conference that was held. So I'm hoping that they're coming back. I haven't got a firm commitment yet, but a lot of interest, and we will continue to bring the message forward. I had the pleasure of bringing greetings to all the MLAs, cabinet ministers, and the two premiers for about 8.5 minutes. Longest speech I think I've ever given. And some of them said, "We heard you." I said, "Well, that's good. Yes, that's the first thing. That's always the part." So we'll see where it takes us and go from there. But there's more dialogue that's going to happen. But it broke the ice, and they all, both Alberta and Saskatchewan MLAs, have said to me, that was a great meeting. We need to do that more often. I said, absolutely.
They were very happy, so it was good.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Scott Moe just very briefly, and I had mentioned to him, our businesses are kind of waiting on that agreement between Alberta and Saskatchewan. July 1st, all barriers supposed to be down. He looked at me kind of like I was from a different planet.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting as I'm talking to, and I didn't have the chance to speak to Premier Doug Ford in Calgary. He was there, but of course there was a pretty good audience. The will and the desire is there, the action that follows through. And I'll use the example, and we had that here. We had a local microbrewery that was brewing beer that they wanted to sell in the city of Lloydminster on the Saskatchewan side, and they're located on the Alberta side. They had to ship their beer all the way to Regina, 500 plus kilometers, and bring it back 500 kilometers. And we know beer, as an example, is very heavy. It's got water in it, so it's expensive. Saskatchewan did do some red tape reduction and allows them now to just move across the city to a liquor store in Saskatchewan, clear the taxes, and then sell it in Saskatchewan. That's just one of the examples, and hopefully we can continue to take down all the other barriers that exist from that perspective. Mm-hmm. And that's just one. We won't even talk about Sandwich Gate because that's a federal one, and I have to get very political on that one.
Christine, this guy's been chasing Danielle Smith for about 2 years now. And he's always trying to corner her and talk to her about, let's get some funding. I assume he went down to get funding for the Synovus Hub, of course, but didn't officially say that, but I'm pretty sure that's what the check was directed to. And what's it like while he's, you go along and he's trying to schmooze?
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
Does he get discouraged?
Actually, he came away really, really encouraged, and being with all the people was a really, really good experience. Like this, it went really, really well down in Calgary, and I think the best part is all of the ministers are there. Like, you kind of wonder, should we be there? And you just can't not be there so that you meet with them. They see your face and go, oh yeah, that's Lloydminster. And it's kind of neat because both of us go, so they also know when they see me that they're going to find him. And and it's like, we both end up talking, and it goes well, really well.
Does he shut off at 5 o'clock?
And never.
He doesn't, eh? I was wondering how he shifts gears when he comes home.
I don't know. I don't know that there's much of a shift. It's like when he's out at the night, it's done. But other than that, not much shifting going on.
Okay, what are you doing at home? He's losing a lot of weight.
we're doing the keto thing.
The keto thing?
Yeah. So just eating meat and vegetables, and it's good.
That's.
It seems to be working.
Don't worry about us. We're just talking about you over here.
That's okay.
He's getting around better.
He's been working hard at it. It's a good thing.
Absolutely. You mentioned the Synovus Energy Hub. The Bobcats came up with their schedule. Their opening game is at the Synovus Energy Hub. Everybody's like, it's supposed to be open by November. And we're like, September. Did it take you guys by surprise?
No. So one of the challenges when you open a new facility today, in any facility, and you can ask any business that's talking about opening at a new location, you're working with carpenters, electricians, painters, drywallers, and cementers. And in our case, asphalters with ASL putting down the parking lot. We wanted to, I guess as they say, under promise and over deliver, and that's where we're at. So we're going to be in September. They're working hard to get things finished up right now, and it's coming together really well. And that's why we didn't want to say we're opening in September and then, by the way, we have to now open in November because things didn't quite go as planned. So it's moving along very nicely.
So it'll be open in September.
It will be open in September. I don't have the official date that people would be able to walk in. If it might be the Bobcats game, it might be a day before, 2 days before. Just stay tuned. We'll keep you informed as August rolls around, because every day there's work being done. Every day we're getting closer.
And we should remind you that to get your centennial photos uploaded, deadline's tomorrow for that project.
As well, because I think the Centennial Civic Center has served this community so well. But as everything, it's reached its end of life, as we say, and there's just so much that has to be done and the value. We couldn't justify the value to what would be recovered out of it for the long-term service of the community.
Okay, we're going to let you guys get back to I know you got a long line up here, and I know you want to greet everybody, George.
Well, as best as I can, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate everybody coming out. And thanks, Kurt, for being here. And Faye, you guys do a great job. And thanks for covering the parade yesterday. I think I've heard a lot of favorables already.
It was fabulous.
It was
People,
great.
like everyone we run into that didn't get to come, they were just grateful.
Yeah.
So thanks.
And I really enjoyed having you away and Stacy and I having a shot at your show, Kurt. It was really good. I had a lot of comments. People said, working with Stacy's a real pleasure. I said, absolutely.
I heard people actually watched it.
They sure did. They sure did. But I'm glad you and Heather had a great trip because I've seen some of your pictures on Facebook and Europe, the history of the First and Second World War and how Canada played such a huge role in that is so important and has led to a lot of families, including my family. My dad was able to come to Canada in 1948 because they were freed by the Canadian Army in Holland. So it's very important.
Well, I took you up on your suggestion to go to the public library and get Vimy Ridge, so I'm about 3/4 of the way through it.
Good.
Excellent.
Pierre Burton, Vimy Ridge. If you want a little Canadian history and you've got some time to read this summer, it's a great book.
Yeah, it's got some great first-hand accounts.
Absolutely.
Thank you both. I'll get you back to pancakes.
All
We'll
right.
take a break, and when we come back, we'll try to wriggle a couple of city councilors, maybe Jason, who helped us out on the parade yesterday.
Sure.
We sure appreciated that. And a guy who was in the parade yesterday, Justin Vance. We'll see if we can't grab a couple of councilors here.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome back. We're at the City Hall Pancake Breakfast, what we believe is the 15th annual City Hall Pancake Breakfast. We were looking back at when this thing started, and the first year was actually on the other side of the building. That's how we're able to look back and go, well, that was the first year, because there was only 1 year where we hosted on the far side of the building, and it was started to coincide with the Lloyd Fair, and it's kind of just stayed that way, and it's been awesome. So 15th annual, it's an opportunity to come down, get some pancakes till 10 o'clock this morning. It is free. There's coffee, there's juice. Bring the kids. There's the Synovus trailer for the block party going on as well. And we have Jason Whiting here, Councillor Jason Whiting, who has served how many years now?
So starting my third term.
Third term.
Yeah.
And Justin Vance. And this is Justin's first term. He's not even through a year yet.
No.
Wow.
Still getting broke in.
So what's the learning curve been like?
Just how the whole process works, I think. Just, how the council meetings work and how they're conducted. And all the engagement process too, right? Like there's so much more than just the council meetings, right? It's
Specific wrestling techniques.
Yeah, the wrestling techniques, and
Yeah.
no, it's just doing events like this and speaking with folks every day on the streets and in the grocery stores. It's been a really cool process. Yeah.
Jason, you think back to your first year, and is
Oh,
it
yeah.
completely just learning?
Yeah, it never ends, and that's there's such a diverse topics that we deal with every day, and we're by no means that we're any expert on any one of these topics, but we take the information that comes in, we learn about it, we hear from the public, we get the feedback, and make those decisions based on what we're hearing and provided with, and the first year, so many from just how things operate to the topics that come up. It's a steep learning curve, and I don't think it ever ends. Yeah.
Do you feel sometimes like your head spins?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I know.
Has it been what you expected though?
No, yeah, I think like from before I was elected, I always expected just from watching council meetings a little bit about how things would move and how the city would operate. But yeah, no, it's been a really cool process to see behind the scenes of actually the things that go on and all the hard work behind the scenes that no one sees that's happening. Yeah.
What's it like being at this thing instead of coming for breakfast?
Oh, it's really cool. Yeah, just to see the people one-on-one, and it's just a tradition, right? You look at the Stampede and politicians flip pancakes for how many years, right? So it's just great to get out and feed the folks. Yeah.
What are you hearing behind the while you're serving up the pancakes and sausages?
They like darker sausages. They like them more cooked.
The fluffier pancakes.
Yeah, the fluffier pancakes. Yeah. That sort of thing. To be honest, it goes by the serving part. It's a lot of hellos and good mornings, and we don't get a chance to really visit. We get to see the familiar faces that we know, but it's over here afterwards when our shifts are done, where we get to do the budget engagement and hang out and talk with people and that sort of thing, and that's the other part that looking forward to here now that I think my shift is done. So.
Well, you were just doing that. So what's it been like over there with the budget engagement?
Well, as you can imagine, obviously the concern is property taxes and trying to keep them as low as possible, and also services provided, right? You hear that too, is we need more trees, we need more ice time, there's both sides of the coin, right? And you hear so many different aspects and views, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yesterday's parade, Jason, thank you so much. We were hearing such good things. The mayor and Mrs. Albers, they just said that they're hearing all kinds of good things as well. Justin, you were in the parade yesterday. Jason, what made you want to, let's do this. Let's bring the parade.
My life has been in Lloydminster. I've grown up here, and I don't know if I've ever... No, that's not true. I have missed the parade because I have not lived in Lloydminster my whole life. But I think anytime that I've been here, I have watched the parade. I've enjoyed it from different spots around town, sitting on the side with the parents or now the nieces and nephews or our little boy. So it's always been on TV. It's always been there. It's always been able to be viewed for those that can't make it, for the seniors in the homes, for wherever. So I think this was
hospital.
Yeah, the hospital, anywhere from people that aren't in town right now that are maybe elsewhere, and to hear that people are watching it and have watched it from out of town, and now it's documented and saved, and Justin's face is on it. We can go back and look at it, and so there's a lot of great things that come out of being able to view and save that for future look backs.
Yeah. Well, if you look back out at now, I think you'll hear Stacy say something like, "Is that Justin Best driving that tractor?" It sure is.
Kind of random, yeah.
You don't have to campaign anymore.
No,
Why did you decide to go in the parade?
I don't know. I think it was something different. Just this morning, our Wendy there, she was telling us that she thinks that I might have been the first councillor to be in a parade. But I did it all on myself, and thought it'd be kind of cool to show off the tractor and run it, and people just love the tractor and seeing it. And I thought it was awesome, and threw the sign up there last minute, and it turned out pretty good. A lot of people responded well, and looked good.
So you guys both grew up in Lloydminster. So what's your memory of the fair, Jason? What's one thing that stands out? Because we asked Terrence Beckson, and his was seeing an elephant for the first time.
Okay.
So you got that's a tough one to beat.
Yeah.
And that was back in what he said, 19. Well, he was 9 years old.
So when I was growing up, we had a Dad had built an ice cream trailer, so we sold ice cream. We had a little vendor booth thing, and we would sell ice cream at the fair. And that was always unique because then you're at the fair for the full day, and you get to see a whole bunch of the fair, not just come in for the rides and wander around, but you'd sit there, you see people wander by. You would see all the different events that go on in a parade because you're there for the full day, and that was quite a memory, and I enjoy that. Something else that I always, and still today, gravitate to is the Grace United booth, and just sitting inside there, and whether it's an evening where you're hanging out having a pie and ice cream, or going in for the warmth if it's cold out, or shade because it's sunny. It was always just a spot to kind of sit and gather and have a cheeseburger, or like I said, a pie and ice cream or something like that. So that one definitely has I do remember and have a lot of memories of that. Oh man, if I really thought about it, I'm sure there'd be a lot of. I remember there used to be a magician that he was also with the TV station at the time, and I don't remember his name, but I'd have to ask Dad. And so he'd be on TV or be a reporter or something like that. But then he also had this gig where he would be a magician, and he would be on the stage there. And one of the times I volunteered to be one of his victims or whatever for his act, and it was one of those like arm chopping things, and he put your arm through and it slices, and I gave out a big scream because I knew it was coming because I've watched it many times, but and I gave out a big scream, and I scared the bejesus out of him, and it was a lot of fun, and it was but I do remember that. I'm gonna have to ask Dad. He is here. He might know his name, but
what a troublemaker you were.
I know.
I'm glad you mentioned Grace United Church because we did that last night.
Yeah.
Spiro's is closed now for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so if you want Greek ribs, you can go down to Grace United Church and get the Spiro's ribs.
Yeah.
Nice. They have them right there.
Awesome.
So we had them last night.
Yeah.
In fact, we each ordered one. And then we went back and ordered another one.
Nice.
They're just as good out there as there in the.
And we did that. We ended up talking. We ended up meeting people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we look up and it's 9:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, how did where'd the time go? We were just sitting here talking and enjoying it, and kind of listening to the monster trucks in the background for a while.
Yeah.
We watched a little bit of it, and the stands were packed. That goes at 7:00 tonight again. By the way,
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah.
I'm taking it your first time at the fair. You didn't see an elephant.
No, I didn't see an elephant. No. I saw a lot of. Just a lot of community, right? Getting out and enjoying the fair. It's a tradition every year, right? And ever since I could remember, it was like parade, fair. It was just the whole week was just awesome. You'd look forward to it every year. I'm glad I didn't get a raging gambling addiction because I quite love the toonie pushers, like the little, the bulldozer ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, those. If you're not careful, those could start a massive gambling addiction. But those are something I always would remember going and collecting my toonies throughout the year, and I always think I could get that $50 bill over the edge.
It's always right there. Yeah. Another one for me would be in what is now the Lloyd Creates It, with all the different things, the knitting, the baking, the Lego, the whatever. Yeah. Photography was always something, and that even for me back. I wouldn't know how old I was. Maybe I was 10. Maybe I was between 10 and 12 or something like that. Would enter into that, and that's when I did win first in probably each category and a first overall. So it was kind of my maybe a kickoff or a highlight of what's to come for me, because I did enjoy photography, growing up with photographers. So definitely remember that one too.
You mentioned gambling.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is go to the Lions. What's it called? Crown and Anchor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and lose money there.
Yeah.
And it's just a great conversation to have with those guys.
Yeah.
And they're going to do great things with it.
Yeah.
So I love going in there and
supporting
them. And last night I was a big winner, actually.
Oh.
Wow.
I threw down a toonie and it came up on the club. It came up 3 times.
Yeah.
Didn't take me long to lose it, though.
No.
Yeah.
It goes right back in. It just goes right back.
It goes right back in.
That sound of 2 crowns, 1 anchor, or whatever it is very iconic as well too. Something that you hear it and you're like, yep, that's the fair. That's in Lloyd. That's our sound.
Yeah.
How excited are you guys for the opening of the Synovus Energy Hub?
Oh yeah, really excited. Yeah, and just to have the addition of the new rink to replace the Civic Center and get more people in there, and the opportunity that it could present with the events and things that we're hoping that we can bring. So I'm excited. I think it's right on track. September
Yeah, sometime in September there
yeah,
should be
so-
good to go.
I think Bobcats have September 18th or 19th as their home opener.
Yeah, pretty exciting. And just, there's more space. Won't feel so congested. There's just be an opportunity to kind of to be entertained and have the room to really just take in that whole ice surface, because he didn't, with that with the Civic Center and that low ceiling that drops down over you lose that sort of grandness of the game, and I'm really just looking forward to getting in there and enjoying it. I got season tickets this year, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. We'll let you get back to. I guess you got to go over the budget too now.
Good luck over there, Jason.
The tough.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What are you?
Oh, he's used to it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll see if we can't round up a couple of counselors, and I'm going to see if I can't get my wife to come on as well, because she does the colonial I call it still colonial creations, but it's crafted, right? Was it
creates it?
Creates it.
Yeah.
It's creates it now, but she does it every year.
Yeah.
And when we walk around the Lloyd X Fair, people stop her and I saw your.
Yeah.
And it would be great to have that just loaded up, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like your photography has come, like that wall is full of photography.
Yeah, the first year I was judging it, it was a bit sparse, but it has come around, and there is, when I do the judging, it's quite tough. So it's great. I love seeing that wall full of photos and all the different types of, just views and ideas of what a good photo is like. So. Yeah.
So if you didn't win, there's the guy to blame.
Yeah, I know. All the judging, and I'm the judge. So
yeah. Well, thank you both.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt.
We'll take a break. We'll come back here at the City Hall Pancake Breakfast, what we believe is 15th annual.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Welcome back to the 15th annual, right, Heather? That's what we're saying
what
now.
We've decided.
We've
Yep.
decided.
That's what we've decided.
15th annual, and it's Michelle Charles Gustafson's first crack at the pancake breakfast and serving, and Heather Klages / Heather Price was part of the morning team when we helped get this thing started. We approached the city. Do you remember we approached the city?
I do, yeah.
We would do the advertising if they would do the pancakes and stuff.
Very good. Yep.
And we got a few other businesses like the Tent Guys and Sobeys involved. And it's kind of evolved after a few years into just a city thing.
Yes. Yep.
And that's great because we talked to the mayor and he said it's an opportunity to just have a good get together.
Yes.
What's it been like, Michelle?
Amazing. I think anytime you can break bread with people is a chance to connect. And so pancakes are easy. Everyone loves that. Sausages are easy. Everyone wants that. The kids love it. The families love it. And just breaking bread makes community. So I think it's perfect. Yeah.
So we talked to Justin and we talked to Jason, and they said serving is easy. The hard part comes over here when you got to go talk to people about the budget.
I mean,
Your voice is starting to quiver a little.
Well, because it's a sensitive issue for folks. I understand it. People want to see their money used well. They want to make sure that the services they expect are well in hand. And we have to have that conversation every single year. And there's nothing wrong with conversations being slightly uncomfortable. All it means is that it's important to people. And so, sure, have the conversation. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you expect. Because any business out there knows the only way they can serve their clients properly and their customers properly is if we know what you expect. And then we can decide if we can deliver it. So have the conversations. Don't let it be uncomfortable. Or let it be uncomfortable and have them anyways.
What's your first year been like? Has it been what you expected?
Yes. You know what? It's been really good. And I haven't checked my phone, but generally on my phone I have the number of 238 days as a counselor, folks. And you'll notice I count up, not down. I count up and not down, because down is like, I don't want to be here. Up is like, there's progress to be made. And so in 238 days, it's been wonderful. For me personally, it's been an opportunity to connect with my community. I think on the campaign trail, I said, if you live anywhere long enough, you are going to have a love-hate relationship with the place you live. It's natural. There's things that you find great, there's things that you find troubling, but during 238 days, I've been able to see a lot of things I forgot that I liked. Lloydminster is a really nurturing place. It's a great place to raise a family. My daughter graduated from high school just a couple of weeks ago, and my mom was in town again. She used to live here, and then she moved to Ontario, and she was back for graduation. And we were taking a walk through College Park, the parks and everything, and she just said, Michelle, this place is amazing to raise your family. And it's because she was able to take herself out and come back in and see it anew. And that's how I have felt over the last 238 days.
38 days.
I've seen it new. I've seen it new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, we get into a situation where we've been somewhere a long time, and I always say to my clients, I'm like, you can't see the forest for the trees, right? You're in it, you see what's wrong, you see the knots in the wood, you know, all these things. But if you just step back, you can see this oak tree that's like, but look at all the leaves and look how pretty it is, and look at all the great things about it. And so that has actually been a large gift of being on council, is seeing this place in a new way, and I really, really appreciate it.
Well, Heather, you moved out here from Ontario, and besides finding a wonderful man that you love and treasure and would do anything for, what is it that...
He's just paraphrasing my words. I'm sure I've said that in the past.
Just exactly that way. Exactly.
What is it about... What Michelle is saying really sinks in with me. It really hits me, because there are things sometimes where like, oh, man, that's such a Lloydminster thing. But you've seen it with fresh eyes. You've been here how many years now? I can't believe I don't know this.
What are you asking?
2009.
16 years.
16 years.
Yes.
2009.
Yes.
I had a hand in hiring, actually, bringing her out here. But what is it about Lloydminster? Like, when you're telling your family, and I've heard you talk to your family time and time again about why you stay out here, what is it?
A big part of it is definitely the people and how welcoming they are, and how kind everybody is, and how people want you to feel at home, and they also want not just you to be successful, but our community to be successful and to be a great place for people to live. And there's just so many great features like Bud Miller Park. It's absolutely fantastic, and there's other places in the city that have just been really well thought out, well maintained, and they really work for families and for the community. So it's just, it really is a wonderful place to live.
I was telling Jason and Justin that we went out to, because Jason was saying sometimes you go to the fair and you just end up meeting somebody and talking for a while. And that happened to us last night. Mm-hmm. We just ran into some people that we hadn't seen in a while and ended up having a great conversation with them. But You grew up here, Michelle. You grew up, I assume, going to the fair.
Yes.
What's
there was
your
fair days. You know, those times like this.
When you're a teenager, the fair is the best, right?
Yes, and I would venture that it's teenagers, but there's a particular age, like 17, 18. No, you're like running your life, and you think you know. It is like 15 to 17, right? Where you feel a little spark of independence. I remember bike ganging to the fair. Like you get your bike. I may have even bike ganged with Councillor Taylor. Just you get your bike, you get on. Do you have your money? There was no tapping. There was only cash, right?
Yep.
Like so, you get on your bike. Like we are going, and you are going to put in a shift. Okay, you're going to go at 10 and you aren't coming home, and the parents didn't ask where you were.
Yeah.
They didn't, and there was no cell phones, people. There was no cell phones.
No.
They just assume you were all right.
Yeah.
No news is good news, right? And you're out there until 10, then it's the fireworks, and it's 11, and your parents didn't know where you were. But there's something about that, mid-teen independence, where you're together with your friends, you looked after each other, you wondered where each other was. No, he's on the zipper, well, let's get on the spider, like, where are we? And there's something about that community that taking care of each other. And it starts at that age. And so you just have, like when you say we're talking about fair stories, I'm like, I start to laugh because I think of the sparkles of the different things that happened through the fair that was just wholesome fun. And I don't know about you, I'm going to date myself at this moment, but I used to watch Little House on the Prairie all the time.
Yep.
That's how Lloydminster feels to me. It feels like Walnut Grove. It feels like we gather, we take care, we ask each other for help. Your neighbor says yes always. Someone's always going to knock on your door and see if you're okay. The kids are going to play out back in the back 40 and nobody knows where they are, but the kids look after the kid. Like it just feels like that. And I don't know anyone who doesn't want to live in a community like that. There isn't anyone.
Okay, let me put you on the spot. Do you ever sneak into the fair?
No.
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 No. Yes, you.
No, I didn't, because you know why?
I believe her.
I will tell you a story. Back in the day, everyone knew who I was. I bet you can guess why. I can't hide. So they are going to see me and go, Dr. Charles' daughter just snuck into the... There was none of that. And you knew it. See, Heather, she said she knew it.
Did you ever... Okay, you mentioned the zipper.
Oh.
The zipper was the scariest ride I've ever been on in my life.
I did it once, and I'm like, I'm never doing it again.
I did it once. I
No,
lost all the change in my pocket.
Exactly. I learned from others' mistakes. So I saw the change that someone, I'm like, yeah, but go, Michelle. I remember going one time. And then I'm like, I am never doing that again.
So have you been out there yet?
No, tonight. I'm taking my husband on a date night. So we're going.
Okay.
It's going to be lovely.
Because I tried to dare Heather into going on that swing thing.
No, you're not doing that.
But she wouldn't.
Is it the
go
boat
on it.
thing? Like the boat one?
It's not
the rainbow.
It's kind of like that, but there's no boat. You just kind of sit back to back with people. And
I'm not doing that either.
No.
It doesn't go that high.
I'm not doing
It's
any
not
of that.
for me.
The only thing I do at this point in my life, probably since I turned 30, because I was like, I can't even, I'm risk averse, is the carnival swing. You know the one? It just goes in a circle.
Yes.
You just sit in it with that little bar, and the bar with the physics makes you sit back in the chair so you're not going to die, and you just go in a circle.
Yeah.
And that is all you do. And that is very fine by me. Okay? No death wish.
When you're a kid, they have a ride called the Sizzler, and when
I
you're
don't
a kid,
do that either.
it's like it goes wing, wing, wing,
I
right?
know.
But you get to a certain age, and you're like, oh my neck.
No, put your back out. How about the Gravitron? Can we talk about that?
I used to love the
We
Gravitron.
did, until I saw that kid lose his lunch. I'm not doing that again. Never. I think that happened during that 15, 17 magical fair age. Saw it. Not doing that again. Ever. No.
The creative.
No, the thing that goes in a circle. That's all I need. Or The Ferris wheel. Can we just do that?
The Ferris wheel
A
is
classic.
The classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's lovely. You
Yes.
take your pictures now on the phone. You didn't have that back in the
No.
day. But you just go around. It's fine.
It's not even scary anymore
Yes.
because the way they have it
Yes.
either, you just kind of.
My kid loves physics, so she was talking about all the physics of the rides, right, and why the rides make people excited. So I don't know the physics, don't come for me, physics teachers, but like the exciting rides have multiple ways that they're riding. So you're either going this way, or tilting, right? And so she goes, yeah, like the best ones are they take the 3 axes into effect. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I like one axis. I like this or this.
Yeah,
I'm good.
but not the.
And that's
I don't need 2 axi. The Latin, I don't know. Whatever. Don't come for me, physics teachers. Okay.
So Heather, there's the Creates It department. You've always been, every year you get excited about the Creates It.
I do. Yeah.
You want to brag this year? You want to talk about your?
Well,
actually, you were bragging last night, and then Lady stepped up and go, I have 4 first places.
Oh.
I got 2 first places, but there's one I'm particularly proud of because it was in the baking section.
Oh.
And I used a new recipe this year because my nephew Wally shared his recipe for chocolate chip cookies, and he won first place at his local fair with these cookies. So he was kind enough to share that recipe with me.
Winning recipe.
So I used that this year, and I got first. So
And they were good.
I'm going to give credit to him.
Yes, but you just do not talk about that recipe.
No.
No. Got to keep it tight.
I won't reveal that recipe.
You won't enter it again, will you?
I might.
Yes, you will.
I entered last year, and I entered again this year.
You will enter again to defend your title.
Well, I think you should enter your aunt's oatmeal cookies next year.
Oh, her recipe's really good.
Yeah, that's
too.
Is it
really
winning
good.
too?
Yes.
I think it's a winning recipe too.
They're very good.
Well, you're gonna have to defend your title.
I guess.
I guess.
Duh.
You love that though. Like you absolutely love the Creates It department. Like we go in there and see everybody. And you and Crean McGurr have something going on with the brownies and.
Okay, so 3 years ago, I entered the brownies and she won, and I was a little upset.
As it were.
Because
As it were.
my brownies won first place back home at the local fall fair. So last year we switched spots. I won and she got second.
Okay.
And this year she won and I got second.
Okay. See, remember that reference of Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah.
Same thing.
See,
It was a whole thing.
Don't you feel like all that old stuff, like
Yes.
the history is coming back?
The
again?
heritage stuff.
The heritage stuff
Yeah.
is coming back again.
I don't think it ever left. Like I don't think it ever left, but I think as people right now in a world that feels polarizing and disconnecting, we crave it. And so it looks like it's coming back. Never left. There was always a pie competition.
Oh, yeah.
But this idea of making things with our hands, being practical about that, and then friendly competition instead of polarizing competition. Like, we are craving that kind of connection between people and between communities. And the spirit is alive in Lloydminster at the fair. And that's okay.
Yep.
That brings people together.
That's interesting you say that because we were talking to somebody about the handyman contest, and they went, we don't do that anymore.
No.
Why don't we do it anymore?
Old skills. Yeah.
Maybe we should bring back a handyman contest.
Why not?
Do that kind of stuff. And I know they're starting to. I don't think they're going to get it in this year, but they're going to bring back a strongman competition as well and do that kind of stuff. So anyway, I know you got to get back. And then Heather's working. She's on the. Not that you're not working the show, but Heather's got.
It's fine. It's community service.
There you go.
It's all good.
Are you going over to the budget area right away?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
I'll have some conversations with folks.
Good luck.
Yes, it's fine. I do not take conversations personally because inside what feels like someone's anger or frustration is actually their real desire. And so I don't get distracted by the anger. I'm always looking for what's the real desire or what's the real fear. And if you can get to that, it'll tell you what you do with your budget. So have conversations. Don't be afraid of that.
Thank you both. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, the Pancake Breakfast, 15th annual, goes on until 10 o'clock this morning. You can come down and enjoy free pancakes and sausage and coffee and juice for the kids, and there's stuff for the kids to do with the Synovus Energy Block Party down here as well. And of course, there's the co-op outdoor pool fun today as well. What's that officially called, Heather?
The outdoor pool bash starts at 1 o'clock.
At the Lloyd-Minster District Co-op pool, outdoor bash. I knew you would know that. See,
It's a
this
bash.
stuff goes through one ear and out the
It's
other,
okay.
but not her. It sticks with her pretty good. So we'll be back with you on Tuesday, and Tuesday we're going to be talking about the Paradise Hill Summer Bash. Enjoy the fair, everybody.